Hello there. Thanks for joining me on 7 Edition this Friday. I am Tonton Othman and these are tonight's headlines. Court nullifies Barisan Nasional's GE14 victory in Cameron Highlands. MH370 family members hand over 5 new pieces of debris to government. And manhunt underway after mass breakout at Banda Aceh prison. The election court in Kuala Lumpur has declared the Cameron Highlands Parliament seat vacant after declaring the results null and void. Justice Aziza Nawawi said DAP candidate M. Manogaran had proven that corrupt practices were committed to induce voters in the constituency, which led to BN candidate Dato' C. Sivaraj winning the seat in the May 9th general election. In his election petition filed on June 5th, Manogaran claimed that Dato' Sivaraja and Pahang Menteri Besar and Jelai Assembly person Wan Rosdi Wan Ismail had met 9 village heads and gave them money to distribute between 30 ringgit and 1,000 ringgit each to Orang Asli constituents. Dato' Sivaraja won with a 597 vote majority in a 5-cornered fight with candidates from DAP, Parti Sosialis Malaysia, PAS and Perjasa. Following the court decision, the MIC Vice President said he would appeal the decision. Cameron Highlands is one of MIC's 2 parliament seats. The other is Tapa, which is held by the party's Deputy President, Datuk Seri M. Saravanan. Election Commission Chairman Azhar Azizan Harun said the announcement on the Rantau by-election will be made only after the appeal against the election court's decision is decided. This as the federal court has yet to rule on Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan's challenge against the decision stripping him of the state seat in Negeri Sembilan. The EC chairman also said that the federal court has up to 6 months to decide on the appeal. Yesterday, Datuk Seri Muhammad said he was appealing the decision to clear his name and to spare the constituency's voters from having to go through a by-election. Previously, he won the Rantau seat unopposed in the 14th general election after his sole challenger, Dr. Sretham Sinasamy from PKR, was prevented from entering the nomination centre for not having an EC candidate pass. UMNO youth member Wan Muhammad Azri Wan Diris, also known as Papa Gomo, has been arrested. Inspector General of Police IGP Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said he was arrested for alleged racial incitement via video which he posted on Facebook. The top cop who confirmed the matter also stressed that strict action will be taken against anyone who attempts to stoke communal unrest. Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi stated that police do not want the public to raise racial issues, especially after what happened at a Hindu temple in Subang Jaya, Selangor.
Jadi kita bukan saja akan ambil tindakan terhadap Papa Gomo ini, tapi semua yang terlibat, terutama yang menggunakan media sosial ini untuk menimbulkan keadaan keresahan dan ketegangan di kalangan masyarakat. Kita akan mengambil tindakan yang sewajarnya.
Speaking at a media conference in Ipoh, the IGP said the arrest was made based on his statements, which were deemed as seditious. In the video, Wan Muhammad Azil labelled ethnic Indians as squatters and urged for ethnic minorities to be stripped of voting rights. The live video posted yesterday with the title Ini Tanah Melayu has been viewed over 320,000 times, with close to 10,000 shares. Meanwhile, the situation at the Seafield Sri Mahamariamman Temple at USJ 25 in Subang Jaya, Selangor is almost back to normal. Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi said that although a group of between 25 and 30 people gathered there yesterday afternoon, no untoward incidents took place.
PDRM sedang berusaha sedaya upaya untuk memulih keadaan agar kembali pulih sepenuhnya dan kehidupan rakyat dan pihak-pihak yang terlibat dalam isu ini dapat mengawal emosi, sentimen masing-masing. Dan saya juga amat berharap bahawa tidak ada lagi mana pada pihak mengeluarkan kenyataan-kenyataan yang boleh menegangkan kembali keadaan. Jadi kalau semua orang mengeluarkan kenyataan-kenyataan yang bertanggungjawab, saya yakin usaha pemulihan ini akan dibuat dan operasi kita memburu mereka yang terlibat dengan insiden di sekitar kuil beberapa hari yang lalu itu, kita akan dapat laksanakan insyaAllah dengan berkesan.
He also said a total of 42 suspects have been arrested over the temple fracas. He added the operation to track down those involved in the riot was also still ongoing. The fireman who was severely injured in the Sri Mahamariamman Temple fracas, Muhammad Adib Muhammad Qasim, was woken up from his medically induced comatose condition at the National Heart Institute IGN, where he is being treated. The institute said the 24-year-old firefighter remained critical but stable, with signs of improvement. Muhammad Adib is also responding to some verbal commands and is less dependent on medication for his heart, but he still requires full support from his kidney. At the moment, he is being kept sedated to facilitate the recovery of his organs. Deputy Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Nazrin Muizuddin Shah gave him a visit at about 9 a.m. today, welcomed by Fire and Rescue Department Director General Muhammad Hamdan Wahid. During his 30-minute visit, Sultan Nazrin was briefed on Muhammad Adib's condition by a doctor on duty and also presented his family with some contributions. Tan Sri Vincent Tan has proposed setting up a fund to buy the land where the Seafield Sri Mahamariamman Temple is located. The businessman said this would be the best way to resolve the temple's relocation issue. To kickstart the fund, Tan Sri Tan pledged to donate 500,000 ringgit. He was also joined by Tan Sri Barry Goh, who previously headed MCT Berhad until it was taken over by Ayala Land from the Philippines. Tan Sri Goh had also pledged to donate 500,000 ringgit. The 1.1-acre temple land is said to be valued between 14 and 15 million ringgit. Tan Sri Vincent Tan said he would seek support from others for the proposal and would also use the social media for crowdfunding to realize the plan. Family members of those on board the ill-fated Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 have surrendered 5 new pieces of debris believed to be part of the aircraft which went missing in 2014. The relatives passed the debris which had been found washed ashore in Madagascar to Transport Minister Anthony Lok at the ministry today. The meeting in Putrajaya to hand over the debris was organized by Voice 370, a group representing the relatives of those on board the flight. Lok said the 5 debris will be handed over to the team investigating MH370's disappearance for analysis. One of the next of kin, Grace Nathan, said she hoped that the search for the missing aircraft will resume.
And there are parties, private companies that are capable who are willing to continue searching on a no-cure, no-fee basis. I think we should be more open to allowing them to do the search.
For U.S. wreck hunter Blaine Gibson, every little piece of debris is a clue, and the real answer to MH370 is laying underwater.
But of course, the real answers to Malaysia 370 lie in the underwater debris field. To get the real answers and the real truth, they need to find the underwater crash site. However, each of these small pieces can help provide a clue. Also, there are possible personal effects, and I'd like to see the report on the investigation into those possible personal effects to see if there's a chance any of those could be from the plane.
Meanwhile, Lok said the government has not totally shut down on the idea of resuming the search for MH370.
As I mentioned yesterday in Parliament, I already answered in Parliament yesterday, we have never closed down any possibilities. If there are any credible leads, then anybody who can give us some credible leads after discussion, if our authorities think that there's a credible lead, then we are always prepared to reopen. As I said, we are open to proposals, but we must have some credible leads before we decide. Because any search mission, I have to go back to cabinet. I cannot decide on my own.
Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad had said in May that the country would consider resuming the search only if new clues come to light. The missing flight MH370, with 239 people on board, had dropped from radar while en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing on March 8, 2014. It became one of the world's greatest aviation mysteries, with a deep-sea search mission carried out for almost 3 years to locate the aircraft in a 120,000 square kilometer area in the Indian Ocean. In Kuala Lumpur, a stash of replica firearms were seized at a building in Jalan Kelang Lama. City Police Chief Dato' Sri Mazlan Lazim confirmed the matter in a statement today, adding that authorities are looking for a local man in his 40s in connection with the discovery. Acting on a tip-off, police personnel from the Kuala Lumpur and Brickfields Police Headquarters raided the building and found 7 HK-MP5 submachine guns and a pistol. They also seized the cap with the police logo at the premises, which had been rented by the suspect for the last 5 months. Initial investigations revealed that the building was supposed to be seized under court orders issued on October 30th, as suspect did not pay the rent. The fake firearms were first spotted when court officials entered the premises last night. Those with information on the case are urged to contact police. The case is being probed under the Firearms Act. The Kuala Lumpur High Court today set December 7th to hear an application by former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak and former Treasury Secretary General Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan Surigar Abdullah's application to transfer their case from the Sessions Court. They are facing 6 counts of criminal breach of trust (CBT) amounting to 6.36 billion ringgit of government funds. Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Izhanuddin Alias said the matter would be heard before Judicial Commissioner Dato' Rozana Ali Yusof at 3:30 p.m. next Friday. Last October 25th, Dato' Sri Najib and Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan Surigar pleaded not guilty to all the charges. Former Education Minister Dato' Sri Mazil Khalid completed another round of questioning by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) today. The UMNO Vice President was seen leaving the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya at 12:30 p.m. in an SUV. Earlier, he showed up at the building at 9:15 a.m. to assist investigations into the corruption case involving the supply of solar-powered rural schools in Sarawak, worth 2.5 billion ringgit. Today was the 3rd time he was summoned by the anti-graft officers over the case. However, it is not known yet if he will be required to come for questioning again on another day. Yesterday, he spent more than 8 hours with MACC officers over the probe into the controversial project. The first time he was questioned was on October 17th. Initially, Dato' Sri Mazir was expected to be charged today, but it was understood that the MACC had postponed the plan. Sources said the investigation needs more time before it could be wrapped up and brought to court. Up next, a man in viral temple riot video gets memed. Details after the break. Welcome back. Now let's move on to our daily segment, Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Now, the recent temple riot at the Sri Mahamariamman Temple in Subang Jaya has made headlines earlier this week, with a number of controversies and arrests trailing after. Videos of the disturbance made rounds on social media, but a short clip from the incident is also getting the spotlight. A local businessman, S. Kanaga Raja, who was present at the temple when the riot happened, said he was furious with what was going on, and apparently his reaction was caught on camera. Little did he know that his spontaneous act made him quite popular on the internet. Take a look. In the 90-second video, Kanaga Raja gave a strong yell before sticking out his tongue, seemingly lost for words. The man, in an interview with reporters yesterday, said his antics were not deliberate, but was merely an act of frustration. He said that he actually felt like crying as he saw his friends bleeding after being beaten up. He added that they only came to pray at the temple. Now, netizens have used that specific video to start a challenge with hashtags DEY challenge and THEYY challenge, featuring users trying to imitate Kanaga Raja's one-word outrage day. Some kept note of his bulging eyes and sticking out tongue, while others made a story before leading into the viral gesture. Even local celebrity Nur Sajat joined in. Kanagaraja, who is a regular volunteer at the temple, said he was not offended by Malaysians who began copying his expressive gesture and turning him into a meme. He reacted by saying that if it makes people happy, then there should be no problem. Now, Malaysian social media influencer Harvind Skin is well known for his hilarious videos which touch on a variety of topics, and he is definitely the one person you can count on to tickle your funny bone. But in the latest video, which has gone very viral with 20 million views and counting, it seems like Harvind may have gone overboard.
In the video, Harvind was seen trying on a pair of trainers, while a salesperson named Martin looked on as he put on both sides of the pair and stood up to see how it would feel on his feet. Unlike most people who would just take a few steps back and forth, Harvind actually sprinted out of the shop. Shocked by his action, the salesperson also ran after him, but before he could catch the thief, Harvind immediately turned back and sprinted into the shop, acting as though it was completely natural to do that. The video has sent the internet into a frenzy, even catching the attention of the store's CEO, who told Harvind to stop scaring the staff. He also probably needs to have a word with the security guards. Now, this could be the laugh of the town, but remember, never to try this stunt or you might just end up in jail.
Now, updated as of 7 p.m., here are the top trending topics and searches on the internet today. FGV Holdings Berhad has decided to freeze all new recruitment of workers from external contractors across its operations with immediate effect. It will also immediately absorb the cost of basic necessities, including food supplies, given to its workers. Its chairman and interim CEO, Dato' Wira Azhar Abdul Hamid, said the recruitment freeze will only be lifted when the contractors comply with its internal policies and SOP. FGV's announcement came after a global palm oil industry watchdog rapped the company for exploitative labor practices, dire living conditions for its workers, and lacks oversight of contractors that hire its foreign labor. The findings are part of an investigation by a panel at the Roundtable on Sustainable Palm Oil, RSPO, following a news report in 2015 that detailed abuses faced by foreign workers hired by contractors for FGV plantations. It found that workers' movements were restricted as their passports were taken away, deductions in wages were not transparent, and workers did not get adequate access to affordable food supplies. Black-colored socks will go with black shoes from next year in government and government-aided schools. This new policy will be enforced in stages from next year, but will only become compulsory from 2021. A circular by the Education Ministry to all state education departments stated that the feedback from parents showed they were generally in favor of black shoes and black socks rather than white ones. During the transitional stage, however, students are still allowed to wear white shoes and socks. Schools have also been instructed not to force students to wear only black shoes and socks during this interim period. The ministry also said the shoes for students can be made from canvas or other synthetic materials such as nylon and polyester. Meanwhile, the Education Ministry said it will no longer conduct the Literacy and Numeracy Screening Linus program in schools from next year. Instead, schools will determine their own ways to tackle learning difficulties faced by their students. Its Director General, Dr. Amin Senin, said although the ministry will always support any Linus activity, the program package by the ministry will be stopped. The Linus program was first introduced in 2009 under the Education National Key Results Area and KRA. It was aimed at tackling the lack of mastery of the 3M skills, namely reading, writing and counting, more systematically among primary school pupils.